Okay, today's gonna be a little bit bittersweet. I actually was planning to put this video out, or at least make a video about this. And it's really important when you're moving here to Vegas, because you may be doing a Diddy move and you can't move straight into the house. Or even more importantly, houses here don't have much storage. So a lot of people, and I mean a lot, you'll start seeing, especially the video I was gonna put out, there is a lot of storage here. As far as storage companies. In your house, not so much. Well, like everyone else, we got subject to having to have some storage because we didn't have enough space in our house. We got storage, right? And CubeSmart. I'm not blaming the company. On this one, you know, it's just stuff that happened. So yesterday afternoon, I get a call and it's like, hey, somebody broke into your storage unit. It's like, oh crap. And yeah, so this is one where you have to start realizing it could actually be broken into. You think it's secure. That's the reason you're putting it there. It's the reason you're not putting it in something in the backyard or something. You want security. Well, security ain't happening in this case because somebody broke in. They didn't even like do the locks or anything. You know, the little, he called it a hasp, where you take the, you know, that's like connected to the big door that you put the lock on. They crowbarred that off to get into it. So we don't know. I'm actually headed there right now. Another part of this is, it was like when I called the police department, they actually weren't even surprised. It's like, oh, they stole your stuff, huh? Okay. In other words, it probably happens more than we think. And I'm going to find out when I get here if this person will tell me the truth, because sometimes they don't want you to know, you know, maybe things aren't as rosy as they seem. Maybe this stuff happens a lot. I don't know. I'm about to find out, and I'm going to let you know. So this like really puts me for a loop, because I was really, you know, planning to put out a video, go over all of the storage solutions, especially if you're PCSing to Creature Nellis, you know, where you should put your stuff at. Some of us have done Diddy moves, you know, get here, your house isn't ready, where do you put your crap at? Well, you do a month of storage. You throw your stuff in the month of storage. Well, I thought it was going to be safe, and it turned out not to be safe. Got to go see. According to them, when they called me yesterday, they said it didn't look like they had taken anything, but they had rifled through the boxes at the back. And the boxes at the back, I may have had personal information. So I don't know if they were trying to steal that, but it's like I was telling the guys at Metro, it's like, well, they're not going to be able to steal any identities, because those, you remember Office of Management and Budget hack, where somebody stole all of the identities of people with top secret clearances. Yeah, mine was in there, and somebody actually tried to use my info. And you know how you have to splay your life out when you're doing your security clearances and updates and everything. So there was like information they only could have gotten from that hack, because it's not like out there. I don't know. And this is also a secondary warning, because they said it looked like it was targeted. So I'm like, who would target me? You know, like, hey, nobody even knows I have this storage unit. I've never told anyone. And that kind of frightens me now, because it's like, if my wife and I were in a car accident, and that kind of frightens me. If my wife and I were in a car accident, it's like all this stuff would just be out there, just sitting there until the bill doesn't get paid, and then they sell it to someone. That's what's kind of frightening to me. So, you know, I got to figure out what to do. I'm probably not going to leave my stuff there. But what I was trying to get to is, earlier this year, someone stole mail, because mail theft has become very prevalent here in Las Vegas. It's gotten so bad where the thieves, they actually hold up the mail carriers and steal their master keys and go in and rifle through mail. So someone got those checks and everything from credit card company. You know, they ran them up like 26 grand. So my thought pattern is maybe they got a hold of one of those cards that the company sends out for different things, because it would have been in my video. They keep raising the damn price. So one of the things that would have come out in the video I was planning is being careful about getting the storage, because they keep raising the price. I'm now paying like almost double what I started, and that's after like a little over a year, because it's just like they just raise the price, and it's like 30 to 50% each time. Probably gonna have to take my storage elsewhere. That way nobody knows where it's at again. But of course, this time I'm going to actually put it in case of death file out there. That way somebody can know, go get my stuff, or to pay it until you can do something about it. At least going into storage systems a little bit more, you're gonna find them everywhere. As a matter of fact, just going to this one, I passed multiple storage units. You'll find they're very prevalent, especially here in the Northwest. A lot of military members are going to use this. When you're looking, again, don't be going for the best price necessarily. It could be a trap, you know? It's like Star Wars, Admiral Akbar.
We have enemy ships in Sector 47.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Yeah, when you start at $160 for your storage unit, and then after 1 year, you're paying $290, it's a trap.
It's a trap.
Because they probably figure if you're staying there for that long, your stuff is just there. That probably explains the reason when I asked the questions like, hey, can I pay for a year up front? They're like, oh, no, we don't allow paying for a year up front. It's month to month only. It's like all the storage units did that when I was searching. I'm starting to realize why. It's like, we can't charge you and just keep raising the price if we got paid up front. I think that's what went on. So anyway, I am pulling up to CubeSmart right now. I'm going to go in, talk to the folks here. We'll go and take a look at the unit and try to figure out if they stole anything. And then I'm going to have to go find someplace else, and I'm going to put my stuff in there because I'm not doing this anymore at this place because of what happened. Okay? So there's, of course, going to be, after we get done, I'm going to talk to you some more. And I'm going to take some video in there. You'll get to see what my storage unit looked like and why I had certain things in there. See you guys later. Or at least see you guys in a minute. Okay, going through, you're the one. Oh yeah, they did go through everything in the back, huh?
That seems to be what the group that's been going around lately has been looking for paperwork, I think, mostly.
Oh, well, so my theory was correct then. I had a theory on that, and that's the theory I gave Metro. They won't send anyone until we can determine a value.
Yeah, usually if you're trying to make a police report, usually the best thing to do is to go down to the office, or oftentimes you can make a police report online as well.
Well, technically, if you, well, I looked at that and they said that to do a police report online is only if you don't have a suspect, but you said you had on cameras. Did you catch anyone?
I've got some things on camera. I'm trying to go back and get the best, and just to make sure there wasn't somebody else involved as well. I'm trying to go through the entire couple days there. I haven't quite finished the entire thing yet, but I'm working through that.
Okay, no, go on in.
See how would they know we have boxes? Maybe they lock up there.
I think, yeah.
Oh, look, you could tell. See, look there. They climbed up there. They went like, okay, there's a whole bunch of boxes, and they're banker boxes. So it's probably full of personal info, not knowing that they were full of. It's mainly books and electronics, correct? Do we bring any personal info here? So you say there is a gang going around doing this? Have they hit here before? Oh, we're the first. Great. I love that. See, they walked, let me see, they had a 4K 55-inch TV. They
All the boxes. They open all the boxes.
Yeah, but you wrote what was on most of them. Was there anything personal in there, or just the small electronics? So they hit and interview other locations?
This particular group has hit a few. It's mostly been on the far west side of town. I was kind of surprised that they had jumped up this far, but I don't know if they just decided this would be a good spot or what.
I don't know if we have any documents there.
Brand new 4K monitor they didn't take. I mean, they're just missing all this high-end stuff.
It didn't look like they left with much, thankfully, either. But I think mostly what they're looking for is paperwork, especially since it was one person that came in on foot and used a car to jump the gate.
A car to jump? Oh, you like stood on the car and jumped over the gate.
We are scored if they got any stuff from personal information.
Well, that's their purpose. It's to steal personal information and try to steal your identity.
Yeah, but I was suspecting that they probably somehow climbed over. It was a pretty thin person. And that's how they were able to get the hands. So they came in through the back and then okay.
They got this one.
What is it? Looks like it.
From USAA.
Okay.
You some info from here.
Let me see it. Oh, here it is. Okay, let's see what could have been in here.
Real savings bank. Or whatever that is.
Well, they have our address now. Oh, this is from the refi. Yep, Social was on this stuff. I'll take this with me in case they come back.
All the boxes were open.
Mm-hmm. You have a timeline of how long they were in here?
From what I could see, it was right around 45 minutes or so.
So they had a lot of good time to just go through stuff. Seems like they only went the boxes back there. I mean, you're going to make more money off of paperwork than anything else.
Seems to be, that seems to be the trend, unfortunately.
Okay. Have they ever come back to the same unit again, or they're just pretty much done after that?
Typically, it's not what I see, but you never know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No, I do have other units available. If you guys are interested in transferring into another one, I would definitely keep you at the same rate. Or if there's a cheaper one available, I would help.
I'd have to say, I mean, because you know, within a 1 year period, you doubled the rent on this place. So that's probably the way it just really works.
It tends to be, yeah.
For all of them, or just here?
For everywhere.
You just double it within a year.
I wouldn't say double it for sure, but it just depends on what the
160 to 290.
It depends on what the going rate for the unit happens to be. But yeah, this is 10 by 15. Yeah, if you're paying $290 right now, I think I do have cheaper units available if you wanted to transfer into a different one. Just to obviously change the location and would get you a better price.
Okay. What kind of price are we talking?
I would have to take a look.
Okay.
At
Okay.
I don't know exactly what the prices are on the current.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to look into that because they may come back and because they missed that one. It has Social Security information in it.
Yeah.
So.
You don't just do picture of it. You don't need to carry fee.
Have they been taking the papers or taking pictures?
I can't exactly see what because he comes in with a bag and left with a bag, so.
Looked like it was full or still kind of.
It was kind of hard to tell because that dark and.
Caucasian, black.
Mask.
In other words, useless. So you notice there are cameras. Yeah. Okay. Completely useless.
But again, I'm trying to go and get through any angle I can find and everything. So we'll have, like I said, we'll have that saved and ready for the place when they do show up and ask them for that.
Okay. The vehicle, were you able to see it?
They parked on the outside of the gate, so it's kind of it's hard to see. But again, I'm trying to go through everything just to see what angles I can get.
So they climb over the gate or something?
Yeah.
Doesn't look like they took any other than probably getting their hands on Social Security information, along with all the other hackers who have it already. Really isn't much left, is there?
You do have an insurance policy with us, which I'd be more than happy to give you the information for. So if you do find anything that is missing, you could make a claim with them. Again, I would make that police report because usually they're looking for that as well, and that's the best way to get things started, at least.
Yeah. Let's just close her up and... Okay, we are out of the storage unit now, storage place. I really can't blame them. So here's the story. It looks like there is a gang that has been targeting storage units. Seems like the main thing they're trying to do is steal personal paperwork so they can do a little bit of identity theft. So we just have to be the unlucky ones because we had a bunch of banker boxes in the back and they probably saw the banker boxes and went, oh, probably a bunch of personal information we can grab. Unfortunately, the majority of the stuff that was there was small electronics and stuff like that because it was just easier to go buy banker boxes from Costco. So I don't know what they got. Now that they may have been able to get something because, we don't remember what we put in them. Even though I always, when this stuff happens, it's like mark it, but it never gets marked what's going in what. It just gets done. And my wife had a lot of frustration, but so we did find this thing from USA when we did a refi on our house. And this one had a lot of personal info, so they didn't get it. They could have taken pictures of it. I don't know. Fortunately for me, my information is locked down. So they can't really get to me right now. The only thing is that means now I've got to go even longer keeping my stuff locked down and making sure it's locked down because it's been stolen again. But, you know, your identity gets stolen so much, especially, you know, back in the day, because we had to put our social security numbers on everything. I remember this one time, and I was stationed at Naval Air Station, Pensacola. I was going through the Navy flight school, and I went to the Navy Exchange to get something, and they like put all of my personal information on the receipt. Had my social on it, date of birth, the whole 9 yards. All I could think is like, one day somebody's gonna start stealing this stuff, you know? Remember one time when I was stationed at Kadena, they wanted to write my social security number on a check for the cable company. I'm like, no, I don't want you to have my social. No, the girl says, this chick goes, oh, don't worry. We'll just pull it from your records and we'll write it on there after you leave. Fortunately, they've finally taken social security numbers off of our IDs and everything. But, you know, that stuff was just so dang ridiculous. Yeah, no protection for us and everything. Remember the day you used to have to just write your social security number down on every dang thing on base. So fortunately, those days hopefully are gone. A little bit of backstory again. They do have it on tape who broke in. They pulled up to the gate and they hopped over the gate on the roof of their car. Now they were smart enough to use masks because I guess they figured there were cameras everywhere, which there were. So they used masks, so not gonna know who the heck they are. They were that smart at least. As far as how they got into the unit, they said from the tape, the guy was like really skinny, and he climbed in through the top where they put the little firearm things. From the back, he undid the hasp. They're called hasp for the lock, and that's how they accessed. They said about in there about 45 minutes or so. So I don't know what they got. Fortunately, my like I said again, my credit's locked down. They really got nothing except for irritation. And I asked the guy, how can you protect yourself? And he was honest. He was like, there's nothing you can do to protect yourself from something like that. So if you're moving here and you're trying to, you know, get a storage unit, these are things to think about. It's like, well, do they have electricity in the units? Because I wanted to know that. And the reason I wanted to know that is like, I literally have, you know, cameras that you can like put a not an SD card, but like a 5G card in, and you can actually get them pretty cheap just for these purposes for maybe like 15 bucks a month, and put that in there. And then if somebody were to come in because they're motion activated, then, you know, bam, you got them. They may not even see it. And, you know, may take their mask off to be comfortable or something. For all I know, that's a violation of their privacy. One day somebody got my credit card number and bought a whole bunch of iPhones and iPads and stuff. And I was able to catch it really quick. Because they did it at like 3 in the morning and I could like see the activity happening, and it was on my USAA card. And I called them up and it's like, okay, we'll do the investigations. And I follow up and it's like, oh, we can't tell you what we found. I'm like, what do you mean you can't tell me what you found? It's like, the thieves have privacy. The thieves have privacy. And that's the problem. We got too many thieves who have privacy, and we have to protect their information, and you know, our stuff's not protected. So anyway, that's what's going on there. Still want to talk just a little bit for a few minutes about getting the storage. I would still do it. Do not put your personal info in there. It's kind of like when you're traveling between duty stations and they tell you always keep your personal information on you. It's the same thing. As much as you want to put in there, go through the boxes that you're putting into storage and make sure your personal information is not there so this doesn't happen to you. It may happen, but he said they are not in any way interested in stuff. So I could have had $100,000 in stuff in there and they wouldn't have touched it. They can get more from the identity theft, and they don't want anything bulky. They just want to be able to steal a personal identifiable information so they can commit identity theft. That's all they're interested in. So he said this particular gang, from what they've been able to realize, is they've been working the extreme west side of town. So extreme west, I want to call that Summerlin, but they've never worked this far north yet. So it looks like they're moving north. Yeah, you just have to watch yourself out there. And if you're PCSing here, you're relocating, you need to start thinking about all of this stuff now. It's no longer like it was. I mean, every single thing you've got to look at now. Make sure that you're protected, because nobody else is going to protect you. The police, I don't even know if they'll send somebody out, because it looks like they only stole the personal identifiable information if they got it, because they didn't take anything. I mean, you'll see the video. I videoed as we're doing in there. They missed a brand new in the box 4K monitor, missed a 4K big screen TV in the box, never opened. I mean, a refrigerator in the box, never opened. You know, a mini fridge, like a dorm fridge. That thing was never opened, just sitting there. They ignored all that stuff, but it makes sense because they got to climb back over the fence and everything in the middle of the night. I'm going to just leave it this. I'm going to still do a video on storage. Keep this in mind as you're looking for storage if you're PCSing or relocating here, because you don't want this to happen to you. Okay, I'm headed back. I just came back from the police department over on Cheyenne. It's kind of half wrapping it up. And the only reason I'm really shooting this one is the experience of getting, you know, the report filed and everything. Now, they were nice. I'm not going to take that away from them. The civilians that were working there were nice. Here's the issue. When I was filling out my information, there was a lot of information they wanted to file a theft report. And it was like they wanted to know my height and, I mean, beyond date of birth, you know, height, weight. They wanted my social security number. And I was frank with them. It's like, why do you need this stuff? And she was very frank with me. And she says, well, we enter all of this information into the database. And, you know, if there's a crime in the future, I'm not saying it's you, but, you know, we'll, you know, try to match that up against, you know, people who filed reports. Are you listening to me? So you want to go get help. You got to give them all of this information so they could put it into a database and match you against future and past crimes. So when you look on YouTube, you see all those folks doing those, you know, the cop watcher videos, the First Amendment auditing and all that stuff. It's like at that point when you get it. And here's the thing. You'll see these cops all the time. And there's always, they always do this. I'm trying to, do you have an ID? No, they want the ID so they can enter it. It's not just that, but to see if you have warrants. You're not supposed to be, that is, it's like I told the woman, I hate to put it on a video like this, but I have eliminated a certain number of people. And I did that for the freedom of the country. I have to say words like that. I realize you can't say the real words anymore on YouTube. Everybody's sensitive. But, you know, I eliminated a certain number of people, you know, downrange in combat. Y'all getting it? So we could be free. And freedom is not somebody walking up to you going, got your ID? That is not freedom. That is tyranny. And I mean, I told her, it's like, this is the reason the First Amendment auditors do this stuff. It's to stop this activity. So when they're demanding your social security number, when you see the auditors who are refusing to give the social security number at a, you know, an actual traffic stop, it's like, you don't need that. Well, no, our policy is to collect this information. Your policy is to deprive the freedom of the American people. So I don't want to get it too deep into that. I want to get back to where we're talking. Another thing that brought out, it's like, well, what did they steal? And I'm like, nothing. They stole all of my personal, you know, whatever personal information they could get their hands on. I don't know, remember if I put it in the last little video I did after I got away from there. They came in like 2 something in the morning, used a car, jumped over the fence. Said like this guy was like super skinny. And, you know, he climbed through the top. So there's a gap at the top for these little fire stanchion things. And he climbed through there and unscrewed the lock hasp from the back so they could open the door. They didn't steal anything, you know, like was high value or anything. But this is what's come up. Remember, I said that this has become a big crime lately here in Las Vegas? Here's where it gets real interesting. She said every one of these crimes, people have claimed high dollar theft. I'm like the first person to come in and not claim that they stole thousands of dollars of stuff. And she was saying like, she'd get these reports that people are going, oh, you know, I had all these Gucci bags and Louis Vuitton shoes and all this stuff, you know, and it was like, I mean, I got to a point like when she gave me the final report that I got right here, it's like, so you make sure you got that C8 Corvette that was being stored in my storage on the 2nd floor, right? No, she laughed and everything. The point is, all these folks are just lying their butts off when their stuff gets broken into. Because according to the guy, he could be lying. He could be making this up. I don't know. My boy Q Smart could have been lying, but he claims that the only thing they've been stealing has been personal identifiable information so they could do identity theft. In all honesty, I believe him because it's obvious. I mean, they skipped over so much nice stuff. I mean, there was a, like a dorm fridge, mini fridge, whatever you want to call it. Real nice one, stainless steel, in the box, never opened. Even still got the retaining straps around it. Didn't touch it. 55-inch 4K TV, didn't touch it. I won that in a contest, by the way. Didn't have a chance to ever put it up, so I just put it in storage. One day I may do something with it. 4K monitor, 4K computer monitor, Samsung, I believe. Didn't touch it. Just all kinds of nice stuff they did not touch. They just went for those banker boxes at the back. So you really got to protect yourself. But now, I mean, there's a new one to protect yourself from. Go file a police report. They want all this information so they can enter it into a database to see if you match a suspect. Are you kidding me? You're there for help. So that's another victimization right there. I feel victimized, I ain't gonna lie, but everybody's got to do it. You got to bend over. You know, they used to, we always used to say in the Air Force, the first step in leaning forward, because we're always wanting to lean forward with our missions. First step in leaning forward is to bend over. But there's no one to complain to, because people you'll complain to are the ones who are doing it. I'm going to try to come up with some more stuff. I've been thinking about things to protect if you really had stuff in there. First of all, based on this, do not ever put your personal identifiable information in there. It's kind of like I said before, when you're going TDY, when you're PCS, and they say, don't pack your good, all of your orders and all that stuff. When you're putting your stuff into storage, which a lot of you are going to get storage, trust me, put that stuff someplace in your house in a lockbox. If you put it into storage, like the fire safe you can get at Costco and Sam's Club. They're like big black, they're about, $150. I would go get those and only put the stuff in there if I'm going to put it in storage where it's locked, because remember, they're thieves. They're low individuals who can't work for a living. So they put this, if you put it in there, they're not going to pay attention. They're not going to try to take that stuff out of it. First of all, they got to carry it. If you had one of those big black ones, you ain't carrying that thing out and putting it over a fence. Probably at some point, like I said, I'm going to probably get another storage unit away from there. So, in case I decide to come back, figure they got some good stuff or something. And I'm going to, put them in those big black ones. But what I was thinking, because, it's like, hey, you guys have, plugs in there. So what I would do is I'd just plug a camera in. Because remember, you can get cameras and you can get the ones that, have the SD cards and everything. But I was thinking about it. The Blink cameras, they last a year and they have motion detectors. You can get 4 Blink cameras like 150 on Amazon. And what you can do also is get yourself a little hotspot and pay like $25 a month for it. And you're going like, well, wait a minute, how do you power it? You just go get yourself like a little generator, a battery generator or whatever. That'll be enough power to last years, literally. And you put that and you hide it someplace, and you have the Blink cameras. Get the ones with the, that can see in the dark. Go to Amazon. I'm serious. This is probably something I'm going to do. So I'm saying it's like at the 90% now, especially because I was about to put more stuff in storage, and I literally was like staging the stuff to put in storage. It was a lot of stuff, good stuff. Yeah, just get yourself them Blink cameras, put them high, tighten them down so they can't go and get them. And I know he came in there in a mask and everything, but think about it. They probably took the mask off because they figured the cameras were gone. And if you get even cooler, have some kind of trembler device in there, and if they enter, at least you get a notification, and then you can see them in there. And he spent 45 minutes. 45 minutes is enough time for me to go down there and pew, pew, pew. I don't know, that's probably illegal, but it's enough time for you to go down with the baseball bat and go to business, go to town. So anyway, ending this up, that's how it goes. She's talking about the detectives would investigate. I looked straight at the woman. I went, we both know what they're going to do, right? They ain't doing nothing. Well, they're going to go down there. They're going to get a copy of the videos, and then they're going to file it away because there's nothing for them to do. At one point she goes, well, did the storage company tell you to come file a police report? I'm like, it don't matter. If something happens in the future, find something missing. They steal my identity, which they can't right now because my credit's locked down because of the OMB hack. The first thing out of their mouth, the first thing is, where's the police report? Well, why didn't you file a police report? So make sure you file a police report or take precautions. I think I've outlined some here. Don't just put your stuff in bankers' boxes, actually go through them. Spend the money, get something that locks up so they can't just open it up because they're thieves. They're not gonna go through that, try to take that big safe out. It's like I mean, dang thing weighs like 35 pounds. They're not getting that over a fence. Get the blink cameras, that's 150. I mean, maybe you're just putting junk in there, and maybe the bankers' boxes, like most of the bankers' boxes that were there were full of small electronics, just little small, just stuff that you don't care about. They're full of books. I mean, books like when I took classes in college and stuff. I think I still had high school books in there because I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I guess I'm a pack rat or something. I still have books from high school. And so, yeah, they probably spent a lot of time going through crap. So with that, I don't know if I've been on line, I've been there. Call, text, email if you need anything. I'm going to try to keep following up with you. Hopefully this is just part of one long video. Somebody wants to see me rant. And if you need to reach out, call, text, email information is down below. Subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what I'm going to say. For all my military brothers and sisters and veterans, Alpha Mike Foxtrot, every one of you lovely folks, we still love you. We're going to keep the lights on for you.